I think if you're a young Dutch film hater, what I would say is film's great. My new movie is called The Whale. It's different than a lot of films I've made. It's a heartwarming film filled with hope and laughter and a lot of sadness. It'll make you hopefully cry with your fellow theater goers.
I don't like this. This isn't a good idea.
I'm sorry.
You say you're sorry one more time, I will shove a knife right into you, I swear to God.
Go ahead. What's it gonna do? My internal organs are 2 feet in at least.
And it's the story of a English teacher trying to reconnect with his daughter. I don't want to tell you much more. I just encourage you to come. I'm very proud of it. The Whale is something I didn't write. It was written by a great writer in America called Sam Hunter, and it's a very personal story of his, but when I first was exposed to the material, it just deeply made me feel in a way I was really not expecting. There were all these characters that I shouldn't feel connected to, but by the end I was just overcome by hope and sadness and joy and all of these different feelings that were very beautiful. And as soon as I finished it, I wanted to share it with the rest of the world. I had never met a character like Charlie before. Charlie is the main character. He's such a complicated character, so interesting, and over the course of the movie you learn so much about him, and your feelings about him change in so many different ways.
Because that's all I want to know about.
Where'd you gain all that weight?
Someone close to me passed away.
And all the characters, not just the character Brendan Fraser played, but Sadie Sink's character, Han Chow's character, they're all just deeply moving and different and interesting. Bringing those characters to life in the movies is what's exciting about movies for me, because I've always felt they're not really about locations, they're about emotions. I think there's so much honesty of performance in The Whale, and Sam's, my writer's words and his characters are chasing after the truth of these characters, and he spends a lot of time thinking about that. That's what was so interesting to me in Sam's writing, is just that pursuit, with all of however painful it is. It was just endless. I guess I didn't really understand how movies were made when I was growing up. I didn't know any directors, and I didn't know any filmmakers, and there weren't many books on it. I think things changed for me when I became a teenager, and there started to be some independent films that I got to see that got me really excited about the medium and about storytelling. That first time you see a really, really different, good movie that moves you, that's just a great feeling. I think film really sucks you into a character in a way I guess maybe only a book could, in that you're allowed to stare at a person without any self-consciousness and see them thinking and feeling, and if they're really good, the actors, that becomes like a way you can enter into their kind of consciousness and go on a journey with them. And that's the most exciting thing in film, is when you are transported to some corner of the world that's unexpected and you have a deeply human experience with characters that you've never met before.
People are amazing.
Usually when I do make films, we watch a lot of movies, meaning we being me and the crew, to get inspired. That didn't really happen in this one. This one, it was really about the text that Sam Hunter wrote, and just how beautiful that screenplay was, and how to make that great. And we struggled for a long time trying to cast The Whale. I never thought I was going to make it, because I could never figure out how to make someone play Charlie, the lead character of The Whale. And really, I wanted to make the film because of how interesting and how different Charlie was. When the idea of Brendan showed up, and it was just by seeing him in a really low-budget Brazilian movie, he had a supporting role, just a light bulb went off, and I got excited by the possibility of working with him. Hong Chow I had seen in a couple of movies and was always a very big fan of hers.
What the hell are these?
These are tortillas. Tortillas deliciosas.
Yeah, so what are these?
These are tortillas.
Sadie Sink, who plays Brendan Fraser's daughter, I had seen on Stranger Things Season 2.
Elle? Who's Elle?
Someone. No one.
Someone or no one?
She was in our party a long time ago. She moved away, okay?
She was a mage?
And was just always a big fan. Like the second she showed up, I was like, who's she? She's really good. And so that was sort of some of the actors that came together to make the cast. I make movies because I feel something inside and then I follow the truth of them and I follow the truth of the characters. I think that's all you can do is about that. I try to find characters and stories that I find interesting and that I think people will find interesting, and you know, there's always audiences for them. Sometimes it takes a while for people to find the films, but even the ones that aren't liked, they get their audiences, and that's exciting. If you're a young Dutch film lover, I probably don't have to convince you that much to come see The Whale, but I think if you're a young Dutch film hater, what I would say is film's great, and there are exercises in empathy, and the story of The Whale is exactly that. It's people walk into it with very strong opinions about many of the characters in the film, but that all shifts and changes as you get to learn and meet and spend time with the characters, and that for me is the reason we made it. It's very, very surprising how it makes you feel.